So here we are again. Welcome to yet another Ruba podcast. My name is Simon Barnum, and today I am speaking to the fantastic Emma Borman. Emma is a serial entrepreneur and founder of the Success Academy. She is also incredibly empowering to everyone, and we love three words that you have on your website, which is motherhood, mindset, and business. Pretty strong words as well, so I can't wait to hear how you connect all of those together. So yeah, welcome to the podcast, Emma. How do we start? I mean, let's start with mindset and manifestation, because I believe that you started with a 9 to 5 job like everybody else, and that's now kind of a distant memory for you. So talk us through that, if you will, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Any chance to talk about mindset and manifestation, I'm in.
Lovely.
So,
yeah, me too.
I had my 9 to 5 job, and it was 5 years ago. And I genuinely thought that everybody hated their job. Like, I thought that was like a normal thing. And like, whenever you like see people and you see friends, it's like normal to complain about your job. And so I was like, okay, so it's fine that I hate it, right? And I guess like growing up, everybody kind of influential around me also hated their jobs. It was just a means to an end. Like, it was just a way to make money so you could pay for your house and pay for your holidays. And so I didn't really know that there was another option or that you could enjoy what you did for work. I just thought it was super normal. So I was really unhappy in my job. And
Can I ask what sort of job that it was that you were doing, if you don't mind sharing that?
Yeah, of course. So I literally just worked in admin for a travel company.
Okay.
So I worked like behind the scenes, and I would put together the holidays for other people. Like dream destinations, and like plan all the excursions and plan your perfect holiday. So there was a few perks. Like, I got to go on a couple of trips, and I actually moved to Cape Town for like 18 months to work with a travel company. So a couple of perks, but for anyone that works in travel, the money is terrible because they think the perks make up for it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like hit that point where I was so sick of having to like keep moving jobs to try and get a promotion or a pay rise, or there was always something wrong with each job. My boss wasn't great, or the hours weren't great, and there was just always something for me to complain about. So I just started looking at other options, and I got chatting to a friend, and he was like, why don't you like start your own business? And I was like, because I don't know anything or I don't have a skill or anything like that, or anything to offer, I thought. So I just started like a really random print business, started doing that in the evenings.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
Right, okay.
But it was a really good like entrance into being an entrepreneur. It taught me a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
And it didn't really work out, didn't pan out. I tried, and I chose to give it up probably like 2 years into it. Just realized I wasn't passionate about it. Again, doing it for all the wrong reasons. But I realized then that I wanted to work for myself.
Yes.
So that's on how I kind of like decided in that moment that, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur, maybe just not in this lane.
So that's your turning point, isn't it? Where you kind of step away from, I guess, a level of kind of doing stuff day in, day out that becomes regular and normal to you, to then branching out and taking the plunge, so to speak, to then be your own boss. And then all of a sudden, once you've got that, even if it doesn't work out, you realize, well, I can't really go back to what I was doing.
Exactly. It just kind of like, it gave me a different perspective on like what work-life balance could be like.
Yeah.
And that you could wake up and like be excited to do what you're going to do. And I believe you can have that in a job. That's just not for me.
So what is it that you're doing now?
So now, a few things.
I love the pause in that. Okay, where do we start?
Yeah, so many. And for anyone that knows me, like, I'm just that kind of person. Like, if you come to me with an opportunity, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do this. Sounds great. And I'm all in. So then I was approached about a network marketing company.
Okay.
So I'm still with that company, and I have been for 5 years. And it was actually network marketing that enabled me to leave my job, which is awesome. So that's been a big part of my life. And it's only really been the last couple of years that that's really taken off, which has then allowed me to then venture into other things. Now that's like ticking over nicely and I'm really comfortable with it and it's doing really well. It's then enabled me financially, but also with the time to be able to like dabble in other things and start other companies. And like my husband has property, so then we want to expand our property portfolio and have that avenue.
Yeah.
And then I do some freelance social media for small businesses that need help getting their social media off the ground.
Okay. I mean, you are literally right up my street with all of this because, well, I did something similar myself with network marketing, and
Oh, awesome.
yeah, funnily enough, it didn't work out for me. But again, it's well, you say that, but I didn't have the passion, as you said, like in your previous.
Right.
And I do think you need a little bit of that behind you. Mine was within
100%.
travel sector, so I'm not sure what sector what yours is in. But for me, whilst I was, I guess, going through the pandemic and the lockdown, I was looking at other ways to kind of bring in money, and I was doing various training courses. I kind of enjoyed it, but it was starting to overtake my life a little bit. And I thought that,
easily done.
Well, that's it. We do, don't we? You get putting too many eggs into one basket, so to speak. And I do have property as well. So when you mentioned about your
I love that.
property, we do, don't we? If you've got that kind of entrepreneurial mindset, I just, for me personally, I don't think I've mastered it yet. That's what I'm trying to get, piece together how to master being an entrepreneur. So how do you master it? What is the key to being successful? Is it the failures? Is it just kind of doing it more and more and more? Because you obviously seem to be in a very good position now, as you said, with multiple businesses. So, anybody that's listening into this podcast is obviously going to be massively inspired. I mean, I'm already inspired, and I've only spoke to you for like the last 5 minutes. So what is it? Come on, dish the dirt. How do we get to that point where you are? I'll put you on the spot now, haven't I?
Yeah, there's like so many elements to it, like I wish I could just like give you all of my experience from the past 5 years, because like so much has played a part, but the main thing has just been like, you just got to be a little bit relentless, like after your goal. If I knew that I wanted to work for myself and I wanted to be an entrepreneur, like I knew that's what I wanted, and so like nothing was going to stop me, no matter how many times I failed, no matter how many days that were difficult or months that were hard. And like, especially network marketing and any business that you start, you have days where no one purchases, you have days where nobody goes on your website, or no one's interested, or a million people have said no to you for funding or whatever it might be. And it's just kind of, it's finding a way that suits you, that you can just like get back up quicker each time and just keep going. Because it's those people that don't stop are the ones that are having the success later on.
Can you tell us a bit about your network marketing, what sector it's in?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I can say the company if you want me to. I don't really know.
But we can always bleep it out if we need to.
Okay, cool. So it's a company called New Skin, and we do beauty and skincare products.
Okay, cool. And that's something that you kind of you found a company that's already doing that, and you joined them, and that's you become one of their, I guess, sellers, promoting their products. I guess it's like, I used to know a company that was like called Forever Living or something like that. So it's that kind of stuff. So how long have you been doing that?
So I started that 5 years ago, and after about 10 months of doing the business, I actually left my job.
Oh wow.
And then literally like maybe like a year later, I stopped doing my other business, my print business, because the network marketing business was just really taking off and paying me well, and I was enjoying it. So I just thought I need to just stick with what I'm passionate about.
Of course. I mean, in terms of like, is it time consuming? Like, is it a 24-hour-a-day job? Like, even though it's a weird one, isn't it? Because, you go to do your old 9 till 5 and you finish at 9, but you can come home and you can watch your phone, have a bath, this and ever. But I feel like with these kind of setups, it can be a 24-hour thing, so to speak. But if you enjoy it, you have a cut-off point for that, because you're a mother as well. So how do you divide your time?
I am, I feel like we haven't even mentioned that.
We're going to go into that. Don't worry, we're definitely going to go into that. But yeah, how do you divide your time between, I guess, work and your normal life?
Yeah, especially in the beginning, like I was just so driven, so passionate, and I had decided that I wanted to leave my job. Like I just knew that was the end goal. And the good thing with network marketing is that you do get to meet a lot of people that have done it, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like in your circle, they're in the same business, they like speak at events and stuff. So there was a lot of evidence around me of people that had done what I wanted to do. So I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it, right? So then I put a lot of work in for the first couple of years because I just knew what my goal was. And so it was evenings and weekends and
Yeah.
my lunch break. I would have my phone under, like, on my desk under some paperwork, and I would be doing like things on my Instagram, on my Facebook. And then we were obviously taught mindset early on in that. So I'd have my headphones in and I told my boss it was music because music helps me work. And it was actually podcast after podcast, audiobook, because I just knew that that was really important for me to have success, that I had to grow that part of me and grow my mindset. So it was quite all consuming for the first couple of years. But for me, I needed it to be that way so I could be where I am now because I had to lay those foundations. But now I do juggle it much better because I have to for my son's sake. Like if I'm with Oscar, I need to be with Oscar in the room, not on my phone. So we have like set work hours, and I have actually set up on my phone timers. So all my apps have a time limit, and they also have a bedtime. So they switch off at like 10 p.m.
Okay. I mean, talk to us about mindset, because you mentioned that earlier on, and I think that's a key point to, again, any of our listeners. How important is mindset, and what did you do to kind of build up your mindset? Would you kind of said that you was in a low place before compared to what you are now, due to I guess the books that you read? Share some of your stories, if you will.
Like I am obsessed with mindset now. It is a part of my life. Like it's who I am. It's a part of me. Like that's never going to change now. It's not like one of those things that you do once and it's like fixed and then you never need to work on it again. It's like a constant thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it grows the more you grow. Like, I don't know if you've heard the saying, but they're like new level, new devil.
Oh, wow.
Which means that every time you up level in your life or in your business or in your mindset, you're going to meet a new devil that you didn't meet further down. And so you have to keep working on your mindset because each time it's something bigger, right? So I am absolutely obsessed and I'm very passionate about it. Like if you ever do work with me in network marketing, it's the first thing that I will ever teach people before any other, like how to sell, how to do Instagram. Like none of that matters if you don't have the mindset behind it.
Yeah.
And so somebody actually said that to me in network marketing, and I was on holiday and they said, you need to listen to this book called The Secret. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's very famous.
I have The Secret at home, actually, and I'm never talking about this yet because I struggle with books, but I'm going to let you speak first and then we're going to talk about what alternatives there are, I guess. But please carry on.
Okay. So The Secret is like the gateway into mindset. Like that's the thing that got me hooked, right? So I was on holiday with my friends. We go every year to the same place. And we've never really, like, as a friendship group, we never really spoke about business or mindset or anything. And then I was on holiday and I was like, girls, they've told me to listen to this book called The Secret. So I'm going to listen to it while we're like sunbathing. And then I was just hooked, like everything that she was saying, where she was like, you can have the life of your dreams, like if you just think positive and, you know, you can create your reality with your thoughts alone. And I'd never heard anything like this before, especially not like growing up or anything. It was very much like your circumstances, if that's where you are, that's where you're at, and that's where you stay. And so to have someone say to me, oh, you could do something different, you can create whatever you want in the world. And I told the girls that I was on holiday with and then got them hooked. And then we were all listening to The Secret on holiday. And so we decided to test it, right? You test the law of attraction, you test manifestation the first time you hear about it. So I was like, I'm going to get home and there'll be a check in the mail. I've never had a check because I don't even know if we still have checks.
No, that's
I was like, I'm going to test this and there'll be a check in the mail when I get home. And you'll never guess what.
No.
I got home and there was a check in my letterbox.
I hope it was for a substantial amount and not like £4.99.
No, I think it was like 200 quid or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was a tax return that I didn't know I was getting.
Lovely.
And so I sent a photo to my friends and I was like,
You'll
this
never guess
is
what.
real.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sold. Yes, I'm
I
in.
was like, damn,
Yeah.
like if we can do this. So since then, like it's just grown and grown from that point on. But that's where it all started, really.
I love it. Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm totally with you on mindset and manifestation and all of that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Where I struggle, and this is me being honest with myself,
Mm-hmm.
because I have a mentor when it comes to all of my properties and stuff like that. And they say, what book are you reading? And I kind of go, right, well, this month it's Rich Dad Poor Dad. Next month it's Think and Grow Rich. I love the
Mm-hmm.
books, but I'm not a reader. Like I find myself having to force myself to read, and I do get a lot from them, I have to admit. Like I can kind of read a chapter and then before I go to bed be like, actually that was pretty cool, but I don't have the motivation to kind of go, oh, I've got to pick up the book again, just because I guess everybody's different in that way. Some people like to read, some people, as you said, which I really liked what you said, is that there's a community of you that kind of, I guess it's like accountability to each other, isn't it? So what other alternatives are there, like for people that are listening in? What sort of advice would you be able to give people that I guess are similar to me, that are not really book readers but want to be able to train their mind up to get the manifestation that they want, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel you with the book thing. I honestly have so many, and I haven't read half of them. They're like still brand new, pristine.
Mine just collecting
And
dust.
there's just something, I don't know if it's like our generation, but I'm just so busy all the time.
I hear
And
you totally.
so my brain or my ego or whatever is like, you don't have time to sit and just read. Like you don't have that kind of like luxury.
Yeah.
So I'm very much the kind of person where I like to do things on the go because I don't like to waste time. So if I'm walking the dog, it's a podcast. If I'm in the car, it's an audiobook. And when I'm on holiday, if I'm sunbathing, I have an audiobook in because I can't read in the sun because obviously like it's too bright. So I just listen to an audiobook.
Yeah, and you can speed them up a little bit as well, can't you?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I mean, I don't even have an audiobook. So again, this is something I need to get into.
You should try it.
Yeah, I am tempted. I mean, again, I'm one of those slow starters, should I say, when it comes to technology. A new thing comes out and I'm like, oh, I'm all right. And then in time, I end up caving in. Like, I still don't have a TikTok, but I can feel it's going to be a matter of weeks, months. I'm going to be like, right, come on, here we go.
Yeah.
But audiobooks have been out for a while. And I do have an accountability group for, you know, the people that I work with in property, and they kind of dish out a load, but I just haven't got around to doing it yet. But you can speed them up, can't you? Just slightly, so it kind of, I guess, goes in. Do you feel that like that works, or?
A bit of both. It depends what I'm listening to. I can't remember who said it. It might have been, I can't say his surname, Dean Grazerio, whatever his name is. I can't say his surname. Yeah, you know what I mean. I think I listened to one of his books, like Success Habits of a Millionaire or something. Really, really good book. And he was basically saying like, when you don't have to listen to them all, you don't have to finish them. Like if you're listening to one and it doesn't resonate and you're not enjoying it, like just stop. You don't have to like force yourself to finish the book if it's not, and it might not be the right time, right? You might not be quite there yet. So when you hit that next level, you might come back at that next level and be like, you know what, I need to go back to that book that I started. And some of them I do just listen on like 2 times the speed, which is fast. But I'm a fast talker as well. And I will just let it go in, and then maybe the second time I'll listen to it slower. If I decide, you know what, that was worth it, it was quite good, I'm going to go back and do it slower.
Yeah, okay.
And then I will, if I really like something, I will then buy the book and then get a highlighter and a notebook. So then I have I have a specific like money notebook, and then I highlight certain pages so I can come back to it if I need like a refresher.
Yeah, fantastic. And that kind of gives you your drive. Would you say it's fair to say that that level of effort on your mindset is just as important, if not maybe more important than the actual, I wouldn't say the goal itself, but without that, it's almost like building the foundations, isn't it? If you don't have that tooled up and ready in your head, you're already going to nosedive. Would you say that that's kind of like a fair statement?
100%. Like I don't know. I mean, definitely network marketing, but I'll probably say like all entrepreneurs. Like, if you don't have that rock solid mindset, when you get a knockback or a complaint or a customer return or whatever it might be, you're not going to be able to get back up if you don't have that mindset like
Yeah.
behind you.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like the most important thing, and people sense it. You know, like when you talk to somebody who's got like a rock solid mindset, who like believes in themselves and is confident and kind of has that aura about them.
I mean, there's that, I don't even know what the right English term is for it, but is it fail? And then it's got first attempt in learning or something like that. It's things like that
Yeah.
that you can't, because you do need a thick skin. I mean, I'm come from a very self-employed background, so I'm constantly used to getting rejected, knockbacks. So then when I kind of go into my other businesses like the property, and I had one fall through just a few months ago, and you at first you kind of go, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
But it's important that you kind of go, actually, I'm going to take that on the chin. Maybe it was actually for the better. And in this particular situation, it was, because it got downvalued. And there was a lot of damp in the property.
Oh.
So actually, in hindsight, it was probably a blessing in disguise. Whereas me, I'm just kind of seeing shiny penny syndrome, because there was already a tenant in situ. So for me, I was like, next property, here we go, you know, ready to hand over my deposit, this, that, and the other. And then it all just collapsed beneath me. But it's interesting because I did take a little bit of a hit. And that's, I think that's something like recognition on myself, that if anybody can take anything from this podcast today, is that it's natural to feel a little bit glum after a rejection. But I guess what's important is how you pick yourself back up again, right?
Yeah, and I think it's just the awareness, right? That's what mindset is. It's not like judging yourself because you were gutted. Like, that's a normal reaction.
Yeah.
But then it's just like being aware of that and being like, okay, well, if I stay in this feeling and if I continue down this kind of like spiral of like, I don't know, feeling like I'm not good enough and maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And rather than like going down that spiral, you're just like being aware of like how you're feeling and being like, okay, you know, it's fine that I feel this way, like it's normal, but you know, what can I learn from this? What can I do next time? And it's kind of being like that third person almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like watching it and then like moving forward from that space.
I guess that's the key right there, isn't it? Move forward rather than dwell on a situation that, you know, once it's done, and you can't change it. You can't change it. So you've got a choice at that point. You can either beat yourself up over it, or you can just kind of go, you know what, dust it off, let's go again. And that's, you know, would you say that you had a fair amount of failures as well?
Oh my gosh, more failures than success. 100%. Like, I've had more people say no to buying a product than I've had say yes.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, it's the law of averages. It's the law of numbers. You'll have more people add to basket than you will check out. Like, it's just so normal, I think. Like, not every single person that I speak to wants to order a product from me, or
of course.
But you know, it's so normal. So it's just getting used to it. There's a really good book actually called Go for No.
Go for No.
Go for No.
Okay.
I can't remember who it's by. And it's about like going through the no's until you find the yes.
Nice. I think I might get this one for myself.
Yeah, it's a really small book. It's like you can read it in a day.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really, really good just to like just to remind you, like, because you might have a full day of like, I don't know, doors being slammed in your face, like no, it's not happening, or you might have problems, you know, like your website's not working and the Wi-Fi's down, and like all these things that happen to entrepreneurs. And it's just like, just knowing that around the corner is like a yes is the next thing, you know?
Yeah, they say that it's like you have to knock on the door 50 times and 49 of them be a no, and then the 50th one's bound to be a yes. You know, it's that sort of thing, isn't it?
Exactly. Exactly.
No, totally. So what sort of advice would you give to, I guess, anybody that's listening in, to, you know, that wants to change their life, that wants to kind of live their dream, maybe even build a business? You know, we've just come out of a pandemic. I think if anything, this pandemic taught us is that life is short. So, you know, if you could give any sort of advice to anybody out there listening, what would that be?
So first of all, maybe just like decide what it is that you actually want. Because a lot of the time we chase a money goal because we think that money is going to fix it and that we can buy our happiness. And I do believe that money will make you happy to an extent, but is it the money that you want or is it the freedom?
Yeah.
Because I read a book, I can never remember where I read these things, but where she was basically talking about, she was like, everyone comes to me and they say I need to be a millionaire to have my dream life. And then when they sit down and they calculate what the house would cost, what the car would cost, what the holidays, 4 or 5 times a year would cost, like when you go to the things that you actually want the money for, she's like, well, you don't actually need to be a millionaire to have these things.
Mm-hmm.
You think that you do, but actually you don't. You can, maybe, I don't know how much, but she'll like break it down and say, you don't need that much money as you think.
Yeah.
And so she's like, because it's not the money. You don't want the £1 million. You want the freedom and the lifestyle and those kind of things that you think is going to bring you. So like decide what it is that you want. Like for me, it was work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to decide what time I got up, what time I went to bed, like what I did at the weekends. I didn't want to work Christmas. I didn't want to work bank holidays. Like those are the things that I wanted. And you could possibly find a job that gives you that, right?
Yeah.
You want to be an entrepreneur, or is it that you want to work your own hours? Like maybe just get like super clear on what you want. And to do that, you have to allow yourself to dream.
Of course.
Because a lot of the time you'll like look at something or say, okay, Emma, yeah, I'd love to have my own hours, but I want to be an employee, but that job doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And you have all these defense systems come up being like, well, that's not possible.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Sorry.
Like yeah. But that's not the point of the exercise. Like you're not doing the exercise to think of all the reasons why you can't. You're just doing the exercise to find out what it is that you actually want first.
I guess it's
because
kind of
then
like
you can work it back.
Gaining control of your life again, isn't it? What you want and on your terms, and how you go about getting that.
Yeah, because we're never really, it's so funny, we're taught at school where they ask you when you're a kid, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And everyone's like, a fireman, a policeman, like a doctor, whatever it might be. And then I feel like they never asked me again. Like they never once said to me again, like, what do you want to be? They're like, do you want to do French or German? Neither. I don't want to do either of these.
Yeah.
Like nobody ever asked you again what you want to do. And instead I wasn't asked if I wanted a job when I was 13. I was told that you need to go and get a job.
Yeah.
You need to go and get experience. You need to grow, go up the ladder, whatever it might be. And I fell into what I was doing just through circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
I got the job that I was in because my mum knew somebody, then my dad knew somebody. And then, you just start moving around, don't you, in your career.
Right. Yeah.
And I had no direction. And I hadn't once asked myself from the age of 13 to the age of, when did I leave my job? 5 years ago, like 23. At no point in that process did I ever ask myself what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Well, you almost kind of fall victim to being part of a system, don't you? And I hate to say that, but that's the truth of it. I have this conversation with friends of mine, outside of all of this sort of stuff, and I think that, with respect to the school system, I do think it's massively flawed. I don't think they teach kids about money. I don't think they teach kids about lifestyle. And even when it comes to the stuff that my actual original career within the arts, it's almost kind of pushed to one side. If you're not an academic, you're kind of not worthy enough. And I think that, the world is changing now, and we kind of need to open our doors a little bit. They talk about how the world, but our country's in massive amounts of debt, but they're allowing that at the same time because they're not, putting the education in and say, well, this is what you need to do. This is what you can do, but this is how you need to kind of get yourself back on top. And it again, going back to that spiraling effect, people get themselves in a rut, and it's hard to get out of that once you're in there. You get yourself a job at 9 till 5 that probably pays you just about enough money to, live and probably pay off a little bit of your debt. And then once you pay that off, you kind of go, well, I need this now. I'll just go get myself a cheeky, I don't know, something else. And then you're in debt again. And it becomes that cycle, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it is sometimes really hard to see a way out.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to go to your Instagram actually, because just remind me what your tag is for any of our listeners that are listening that I thoroughly suggest that you check out, but give us a tag name. Go on.
It is it's Emma_Borman.
Emma_Borman. So you've got on there that it's a really good quote, actually. I'm just reading it out. It says, on a journey to embodying my authentic self. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you want to just touch on that a little bit and tell us what that means to you and what that message is about, where it came from?
Yeah. So, I mean, how difficult is it to write an Instagram bio to like niche down like who you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, I feel like there isn't enough like space in that little box to like say everything you want to say about who you are.
Instagram,
so,
take note.
Yeah, honestly, like there's way more to me than like how many characters are in there. So I think I changed that recently actually because I wanted to say that I was on the journey because like I said to you, it's like it's never going to end. I'm going to always be on this journey.
Good.
But I definitely realized probably like in the last couple of years that I for the longest time like wasn't being me. I was being this person that I thought other people wanted me to be. And so, and that, you know, that shows a lot with the job that I had.
Yeah.
I didn't love my job, but it was impressive. Like I got to travel and I was doing well and I got a lot of recognition for it. Like I was good at it. And so I was getting all those things given to me because I thought that's what made you a good person. I thought, well, I'm good at my job. I go to work on time. Like I pay my bills. I've got a house. I'm engaged. Like all these things that I think that you should be doing. And then when I would speak to people, I would like kind of like monitor how I was speaking to make sure that I was speaking properly and I didn't swear too much. Like I love to swear. Like my husband tells me off all the time because I'm like effing and blinding all the time.
You've been good today.
Yeah, I have because I just thought maybe that's not okay.
Yeah, just in case it goes out. Yeah, like, oh, awkward.
Yeah, like, you know, kids are in the car. Like I'm obviously conscious of that. But like if you were to chat with me one-to-one and we're like catching up, then I will be swearing. Whereas before I'd really hold myself back because of how I thought the other person would perceive me.
Yeah.
And I was constantly, I mean, how exhausting to constantly be thinking about what the other person thinks of me. Wow, so that I then have to tweak tiny things to make sure that other person sees me the way I think they should. Yeah. Like it's really complicated now that I think about it, but
no, I totally
you're doing all this in your head at the same time as speaking to somebody. So like, how could you ever possibly be yourself when all of that's going on in your mind? A lot of that does stem back, you know, obviously to being at school and doing that, all that kind of stuff to fit in. And even now, sometimes I catch myself doing it again on my social media where I think, oh God, should I say that? Like, should I say that I believe that about mindset or about manifestation? Because what if somebody disagrees with me? And it's really tempting to kind of like hold yourself back. That's why I'm still on the journey. But that's my plan, is to just show up and be me and know that's enough.
I love this because actually, I mean, I feel like I'm still kind of going on a little bit of self-discovery myself. And dare I say it, this time next year, I'm going to be 40 years old. But what, thanks, guys.
You wouldn't know, yeah.
I know, I do look great if I do say so myself.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
But no, but you know, one thing that I've realized as time goes on, and I'm not going to swear, but I don't give I've learned to kind of accept myself for who I am, for what I am, for all of my faults, flaws, my good points, got good points as well, you know. But, you know, it's actually taken me quite a while to get to that point. As I said, I'm going to be 40 next year. And if I look back to my 20s, exactly what you said when I was doing whatever it was, I was dancing for a really famous girl band for many, many years. And I used to kind of present myself a certain way, not to swear, to be very I mean, I'm professional anyway, that's ingrained in me. But you kind of have this way about you that you say to yourself, is this really me? And I think a lot of people do that. It's that level of pretense, isn't it? Where you just kind of go, well, there's a turning point and you kind of go, hang on, who am I? You know?
Yeah.
So I love the fact that you've just gone, actually, I'm on a journey to find my authentic self, because I think if a lot of people were their authentic selves, we'd probably get on a lot better in life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I take things at face value. Do you like this? Do you like that? No, I don't like it. Okay, cool. That's your decision. Move on. That's it.
Yeah.
Rather than someone kind of going, oh yeah, I like it, but then behind your back, it's a whole different situation or vibe, and then you kind of go, well, hang on a minute, that's thrown me off balance now. I don't know who you are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so true. Like, especially if you've built relationships off these like false pretenses of who you are, and it's so subconscious, right? Half the time we don't even know that we're doing it.
Yeah.
But if you've like built these big relationships with people and you haven't ever truly been yourself, when those parts of you do start to show, because they have to, because they will get out, then like you say, that's going to throw the other person and vice versa, because you're not going to recognize that person.
Yeah. Well, you can only put up a level of pretense for so long, can't you? And then it gets to a point where you just go, I'm not being true to myself. So I guess the key message is the quicker you learn to become yourself, the better it is for you. And again, going back to mindset, it's better for you up here, because if you are being yourself, you can just accept yourself and move forward with that. You know, we all have our own flaws and we have our good bits as well. And I think the quicker we learn to embrace that, the quicker we can kind of get to our end goal, so to speak.
Yeah, agreed.
Just tell us about your house, because funnily enough, I was just having a quick chat to my producers and they said that you were going for a bit of a renovation where you changed your house around to kind of work again with your mindset. And I can't believe that they dropped it just before we started this interview, because I'm literally doing the same.
No way.
Yeah, I've literally.
That is awesome.
And it is literally for mindset reasons. I've done all of the ground floor now, so I've done my living room and my kitchen. It's stunning. Now, I mean, I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew, but I'm just chipping away at the board at the moment. But I'm now doing the hallway and the 2 bedrooms all at the same time. So, but my reason behind that was I want to come back to a nice, clean, fresh house. So when I wake up each morning, I can kind of, it's almost that tidy room. Is it tidy room, tidy mind? Is that how they say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the right
100%.
saying?
That is me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if there is mess around me, I can't concentrate.
Yeah, I mean, even organized mess. I do have a little bit of organized mess, but now I'm bringing in the wardrobes now, just to have little compartments for everything, just to kind of be I wouldn't say OCD, but just to the point where I'm like, right. So what made you kind of want to go down that road as well? And has it benefited you as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've still got so much to do. Like, it is just never ending. You can see like the paint swatches on my wall there.
Part of your journey though, right?
It is, yeah. And I'm learning to get better with the chaos, because you have to when you've got a kid as well. So it was basically, we moved in January, so we were in a different house before and we had our little boy there, and it was just so cramped and so small and so tiny, and we tried to move so many times, and you know how the universe works in mysterious ways, we ended up in this house that we wanted ages ago anyway. So we came up on the market and it's just really tired, really dated, like everything needs changing, and it's just such a big job, and I know that it's going to take me a long time. So I decided that I needed to have a space that I absolutely loved, because of the pandemic, I'm working from home a lot more than ever before. Like, I used to travel up and down the country all the time, going to meetings and events, and now I'm like literally at my house every single day. And it was kind of like, it was getting me down a little bit, because I'd be like sat here on my laptop and I was like, look at the wall and be like, oh God, I must paint that one day. And it's like one more thing to like annoy me and like add on my to-do list.
Yeah, add on another one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's something that you see every day. So how bad for your mindset to like every day they're coming down and be like, oh God, this house.
Of course, it's a negative energy, isn't it? Yeah, straight away.
It is. Yeah, it's like taking up space in my head that I just don't have the mental capacity to deal with as well as everything else. And I don't want to expend energy feeling grumpy about the house. So I spoke to my husband and we got a budget together, and I said, like, I understand that right now I can't rip out every single room and start from scratch. Like, that's not possible, and not with a child either. So we're doing what we can to make it feel more comfortable now, while I then slowly do each room. And so the first room that we did was my son's, and it is my favorite room in the whole house. Like, when I walk in, I'm just like in a different world. Like, I forget that I'm even in my house.
Yeah, it's like an Alice in Wonderland situation.
Yeah, like it feels like I'm walking into a show home, you know? And it didn't even cost that much. It wasn't even that difficult. It was just like making it my own like little zen room. So we go in there and we play and I feel amazing. And now we're slowly doing that around the rest of the house.
I'm glad that you said that it didn't really cost that much, because I think there's that misconception, isn't there, that where people think that to have a nice room that looks like a showroom effectively needs to cost
Mm,
a lot of money, and it doesn't, does it? There's
no,
ways of making things work.
exactly, and that's the thing with just like tying it over, like I need to replace the skirting boards. I need to put the piping back in the wall because it's all on the outside of the walls.
Yeah.
Like I need to do those things, but for right now, I can paint the walls bright white.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like. It feels light and airy, and already it's transformed the whole room.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
It just like cost me my time and a tin of paint.
And then you just kind of decorate with little bits here and there, don't you, as
yeah,
well?
Yeah, just little things.
Build
like again, like
along.
yeah, exactly. Just like small parts, and I'm trying to do it a room at a time, so I feel accomplished.
Yeah, well, that's it. Take it slow, isn't it? Not like me.
Yeah.
Anyone listening, don't follow my advice. Don't do the stairs and 2 bedrooms at the same time. Oh, it's like a bomb site, but I will get it done. Yeah, so
it'll be worth it.
It will be worth it. That's the thing. Again, it's end goal, isn't it? You know,
it is. It is.
All right. Well, Emma, it's been fantastic talking to you. But before I let you go, I'm just going to literally throw some really quick fire would you rather questions at you.
Okay.
I haven't read these yet, but sometimes my producers do like to stitch me up. So if I read them out and they're a bit dodgy, then I apologize. But I think these ones are going to be fine. He says, all right, here we go. So would you rather a time machine or a teleporter?
A teleporter.
I'm answering these questions as well, by the way. I was like,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'd like to be zapped somewhere.
Hot and warm in the sunshine.
Zapped somewhere hot and warm. This is getting worse. Right, let's move on quickly. Okay. Would you write? This happens every time I do a question and answer. It never turns out the way that it's meant to. Sorry, sort yourself out. Okay. Would you rather only be able to whisper or only to be able to shout? Oh, okay. Whisper or shout? Whisper or shout? If you had the choice between the two that you could only do, what would you prefer?
Yeah, only whisper.
Yeah, I think I would. I don't know. One likes people shouting. Like, and your earmuffs on. Yeah. Like, no, leave it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. You can just whisper like this, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather be super strong or super fast?
Oh, super fast.
Why?
I'm normally always late.
I love that. I actually thought you was going to say like you were quite fast anyway, so I thought you would have gone for the strong one.
No.
But, okay. Oh yeah, that's a super strong or super fast. I'm gonna go super fast as well, because sometimes, you know what, I feel like there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you get to like 9 o'clock at night and you're like, oh, I've still got this to do, I've got that to do. So by being super fast, it's just like done. It's done.
Yeah.
All right, you know, can still go to the
That would be awesome.
Keep the strength up. Okay. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Yeah, I've got a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
I have had previous conversations before about my slight addiction to chocolate orange buttons that I've now calmed down on. So I haven't had a packet for a week, but have you tried them?
How many days?
Yeah,
oh my God, I
amazing.
had some every day. I'm not even joking. I had a packet every day for like 2 weeks in a row. It was awful. Like, I think it's the orange essence in them that just, it's got something in them. Yeah. But
I could do that easily.
Yeah. Or actually, do you know what I'm a lover of as well? A cake. Oh my God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I shouldn't even say the brand, but Marks and Spencer's do a lovely Victoria sponge. They really do.
No.
And if they've got no Victoria sponge, put me down for a lemon drizzle. Oh God, count me in. A cup of tea and my Ruba cup and I'm sorted. Right, okay. Would you rather be in your pajamas or get dressed up all day, every day? Oh, okay. Go on, Emma. Pajamas all day, every day, or dressed up all day, every day? I mean, you're looking quite glam now, if I'm honest. Like, you're looking kind of like... You've got,
oh, really?
Yeah, you're working it at the moment. A little neck chain on, nice casual T-shirt. That or your SpongeBob PJs.
Yeah, see, I still think PJs just for like comfort.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to want to do the school run in your PJs, are you?
I don't mind.
Actually, some do, don't they? Yeah, some people do. I've got friends that do
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, dressing gown. Yeah.
sorted. Put your slippers on. All right,
Mm.
and I like this one. Dogs or cats?
Oh man, that's really tough because I've got both.
Uh,
I feel like one's going to be offended, one's just fun.
yeah, you can see this claw coming and swipe you, whichever one it is.
Oh man. Okay, we'll say cats because I got them first.
Okay, fair play. I'm a dog lover.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I had both as well. They sadly passed, as life
Mm.
does. But I'm a dog lover all the way. So
Yeah.
cats are
Any
just
animal.
actually cats are a little bit stush, aren't they? Like you have to fight for their friendship. Like I'm like, what is this about? Like a
Mm.
dog wants to be your
Yeah.
friend. You can walk in the door and it jumps on you and it's breath and it's licking you. Whereas a cat, you'd walk into the house and the cats are like, yeah, you're in my seat kind of thing. And it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're going down that road.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I kind of like that attitude though.
Do
Yeah.
you? Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're confident. They know their worth.
They know their worth, literally. Oh my God, Emma, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I've really, really enjoyed it today.
Yay.
Any of our
Me too.
listeners that are listening in, you've actually got 2 Instagram tags, which I just want to throw out there. So you've got at
Yeah.
Emma_Borman, Borman, and you've got
Yeah.
at the _Success Academy as well. So just
Yeah.
really, really quickly, tell us what they will find on the Success Academy Instagram.
Yeah, so that's basically for the network marketing business. So everything you would ever want to know about network marketing, the company, how it works, who we are. And then we just put those like motivational stuff in there and like inspirational entrepreneur kind of quotes and helpful info and stuff. But it was just one place where I wanted to just keep everything there for that side of the business.
Yeah.
So you can kind of have a look and see what it's about. And then my personal page is like a mixture of everything.
Lovely. So guys, if you are listening in, please check her out. She is really inspirational and it's been fantastic talking to you, Emma. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem at all. And to all of our listeners, we will see you again soon on our next Ruba podcast.